Yo YouTube, it's me, it's TJC, and I'm back today for another video. Today we're here for Payback 2016, my predictions. So, let's not fool around, let's not do anything stupid, let's get right into it. Right, so first of all, we have Callisto versus Ryback on the pre-show. And that is for the United States Championship. First reaction to this match is basically any momentum that Callisto had, and any momentum the United States, any momentum the U.S. title had, is gone. Just Callisto has been an awful United States champion. That's not his fault. That's WWE's booking's fault. You know, they've been having him do the tag team scene still, even though he's United States champion. You know, that doesn't make any sense. But so I feel that they should take the title of Callisto ASAP, because he's really hurting the prestige, and it's not his fault, but the fact that he's got his hands tied with Sin Cara and whatnot, he shouldn't be holding the United States title right now. However, Ryback isn't the answer, because Ryback has literally no momentum either. This is a really dull feud between two competitors with very little momentum. And so, it just, I mean, it's the U.S. title match, it's on the pre-show, I mean, come on. So yeah, just expect Callisto to retain. I think that's the best bet. Callisto to retain, and then have him drop it to someone more meaningful, someone with more momentum at, like, Extreme Rules, you know. So, hey, it is what it is, but I'm gonna go with Callisto. Next on the card, we have Dolph Ziggler versus Baron Corbin, right? And this has been a very simple story from the beginning. Corbin debuts. He wants to make an impact on the main roster, and he wants to do it at Ziggler's expense, because Ziggler's a former world champion, you know, and he's a recognizable name. If you can get through Ziggler, your name's made, right? But that said, it's just kind of lazy writing, but it makes sense. It's one of those situations where it makes sense, but it is kind of lazy. It's just one of those things where it's going to happen. But yeah, Corbin just got called up. He ain't going to lose to Ziggler. Ziggler has been stagnant, just one of the worst victims of 50-50 booking for the past, 3 years now, 4 years, I don't even know. But whatever, it is what it is. But anyway, Corbin's gonna win, guaranteed. So yeah, prediction, Baron Corbin. Next, we have Enzo and Kass versus the Vaudevillians for the #1 contendership to the WWE Tag Team Champions. So, first of all, why is this match at Payback? Why didn't they have this match before Payback and then have the winner of that face the New Day at Payback? I don't know, but it is what it is. I guess it makes the #1 contenders match have a little more prestige, maybe. But I personally would have had it before Payback, but it's whatever. So anyway, in my opinion, Enzo and Kass are hugely over, right? So you would think I'd want them to go over here and face the New Day. While I want them to face the New Day, I don't want them to do it now, because I feel like this Enzo and Kass versus New Day feud should have a bigger payoff at a bigger stage, and now is not the time. The Vaudevillians, on the other hand, is a good tag team, but they're lacking sort of heat. You know, they aren't really over yet. A strong win here could really put them on the map, and like make them as threats. And you could even have the Dudley Boys, for example, interfere and cost Enzo and Kass the match. So instead of feud for Enzo and Kass and Dudley Boys going to Extreme Rules, probably a tables match. That would be cool, actually. So that's actually what I'm predicting. I'm predicting the Dudley Boys interfere, Vaudevillians get the win, and we have a tornado tables match between Dudley Boys, Enzo and Kass at Extreme Rules. So, prediction, Vaudevillians. Now, what's going to be one hell of a match? I can guarantee it. It's going to be Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens in a grudge match. Yes, that's awesome. Okay, Kevin Owens and Sami's feud is one of the best in pro wrestling history. Not WWE history, not just pro wrestling history, period. It's one of the best. And people may say I'm jumping the gun there, but no. What makes this feud so great is that it carries from promotion to promotion. You know, every promotion has acknowledged this feud. Every promotion that these two have been in have acknowledged their history, including NXT and WWE. That's crazy. So, Zayn and Owens are basically meant to fight forever. I mean, they're gonna go down in history together. Their names are always gonna be linked to one another, whether that's as friends or enemies, and that's awesome. So, this match I expect to be really, really fun, really good match. However, I think a lot of people expect Zayn to go over here and want Zayn to go over. I disagree. I think Owens should go over because Zayn is the ultimate underdog, right? Underdogs don't go over in the first match in a feud. It's just the way it is. And the feud definitely should continue because this feud's just too damn good. I mean, and we just had a little taste so far of the possibilities, and it's been phenomenal, right? That video package in Raw, oh my god, what a great video package. But basically, what I'm saying here is that Owens needs to go over because Sami isn't the ultimate underdog. Underdogs lose before they win, and Zayn just looks good in defeat. The dude, like, you have so much sympathy for him when he loses, and he just looks good despite the loss. Owens, on the other hand, doesn't really. Owens looks good when he wins. So it would benefit both competitors for Owens to go over here. Alternatively, you could have maybe like a DQ or a countout finish to prolong the feud. But personally, I feel like a somewhat cheap win from Owens, followed by a post-match beatdown, is the best way to go. So my prediction is Kevin Owens. Now, definitely one of the best undercard matches in recent history that I can think of. Chris Jericho, Dean Ambrose. This match has potential to steal the show. Now, these two have never wrestled before, from my knowledge, which is awesome. This makes that match even more hype, you know. I really want to see this match. I'm really excited for this match, and I think it'll steal the show. I think it'll be match of the night. I think it'll surpass Zayn versus Owens, Styles versus Reigns, Natalya versus Charlotte. I think it'll surpass all of those, and not because those matches are going to be phenomenal. I'm positive those matches are going to be really good, but I think this match is going to steal the show. Just Payback as a whole is a really good card, and I feel like it's going to be best pay-per-view of the year so far, probably one of the best all year. But maybe I'm jumping the gun. Let's not say anything like that until Payback actually happens. But yeah, Ambrose vs. Jericho is gonna be a really good match. I just have a feeling. Anyway, however, I think the feud should continue afterwards because I think the feud should actually continue at Extreme Rules to end at Extreme Rules. And Dean, I think, should go over here because Dean really needs a big win. Chris Jericho had his win against AJ Styles, and he's been booked pretty well. He beat Sami one-on-one competition. He's been beating some little lower cards, superstars, some jobbers. You know, Jericho's been looking really good. He can afford a loss besides means Chris Jericho. He puts everybody over, right? So Ambrose really should go over here. Then I think that Jericho should go over Ambrose on like Raw or SmackDown sometime after Payback, and then they have a third and final match at Extreme Rules where Ambrose goes over again to end the feud. So personally, I think Ambrose should win at Payback, and that's actually my prediction. I predict Dean Ambrose goes over at Payback. Prediction, Dean Ambrose. The Women's Championship match. Natalya, Charlotte. Natalya with Brett in her corner. Charlotte with Rick. NXT. Anybody? Yeah, NXT did this first. And I have a feeling they're going to do it. I have a feeling that NXT will be better than this. Now, I know it's not a good thing to say considering this haven't happened yet, but when you rehash something, usually the original is better. So the first one was just so good, I can't imagine this one being, you know, better. That said, I think it's going to be a really good match. Because if it's anything like the NXT one, it'll still be good. It will always be in the shadow of the NXT one, I think. Prove me wrong, Charlotte. Prove me wrong, Natalya. I hope you do, because I'm going in with high expectations, but I feel like your first match is going to overshadow it. But, hey, if you guys can outdo it, more power to you. I actually hope you do, and prove me wrong. But, yeah, I'm actually really excited for this match, because Charlotte, I think, is a phenomenal talent, and I think Natalya is the most underrated woman, probably one of the most underrated people, period, on the entire roster. And so, I'm really excited for this match. I'd like Natalya to win, but clearly WWE, is heavily invested in Charlotte, and that's fine. So clearly Charlotte's going to go over here, whether it's dirty or not. Not quite sure yet, but hey, it is what it is. My prediction, Charlotte. For the Intercontinental Championship, we have The Miz taking on Cesaro. Cesaro challenging The Miz for his title. First of all, let me say that The Miz and Cesaro's new gimmicks, they each have a new gimmick coming out of WrestleMania, sort of. They're both awesome. Okay, Miz's whole thing with Maurice now being back, and the whole quoting movies and like the takes and shit, and like putting jackets on the ground to walk over coffee spills. It's all hilarious. I think it's great. I think The Miz is one of the most underrated people on the roster. He never gets any credit for anything. Great heel. Anyway, I'm to Cesaro. Cesaro is a phenomenal talent, always. And his new gimmick with the mafia suit and glasses, and the ripping it off and walking out in a shadow on the entrance ramp, it's just all so badass. And I think it's made Cesaro much more charismatic, or at least it's helped show his charisma. He's still not very good on the mic, but it just goes to show that Cesaro can be a really good talent, and probably, I think, main event level. But for now, he's in the IC title scene, which is fine, which is good. And I fully expect Cesaro to win the IC title, just not at Payback. I think it's going to be held off till Extreme Rules, or maybe even Money in the Bank. But for now, I think The Miz is going to hold on to it, and honestly, I think he should, because he needs to have some sort of credibility in this reign, right? So, yeah, expect Miz to win dirty. That's what I'm doing. So my prediction is The Miz. Next on the card, we have not a match, but we have a decision. Vince McMahon will decide who will be running Raw in the WWE from here on out. Will it be his son, Shane, or his daughter, Stephanie? So, first of all, WWE is too far in to get rid of Shane. I mean, Shane's been a breath of fresh air to the show. Like, he's made everything feel so fresh. After years of the Authority, I think it's, 2.5, 3 years of the Authority? Like, Jesus. After so much Authority, he's just a breath of fresh air. And to pull all that air away from us now, what would do just that? I mean, it would take all the air out of the arena. It would suck, On the other hand, it makes no sense storyline-wise to get rid of Steph. To tell Steph that she's not in charge would make no sense for the storyline that Vince, Steph, and Shane have been part of. So, what I'm predicting is that we have a brand split of sorts. Now, not a full-on brand split like back in the day, but I expect one of them to be given SmackDown, one of them to be given Raw. I think Shane will be given Raw, Stephanie SmackDown. And, yeah, I think there'll be a little bit of competition between the two shows. And it won't necessarily be a brand split, but they'll be, like, running each show. And, like, each show will have different... the storyline will change based on each show, because Shane won't appear on SmackDown, Steph won't appear on Raw, something like that, and it'll make SmackDown and Raw, feel really different and have a different feel, and it actually brings up SmackDown's prestige. You know, makes SmackDown worthwhile to watch again, and it makes Raw it continues making Raw fresh like it's been in the past few weeks. So I fully expect them both to get a show. So that's what I'm going for. I'm going for McMahon gives Shane a show, gives Steph a show. And finally, the main event, AJ Styles taking on the World Heavyweight Champion Roman Reigns for the title. Now, this is going to be a hell of a match. Okay, AJ Styles is one of the best wrestlers on the planet. From an in-ring aspect, he's one of the best wrestlers on the planet. That's an undeniable fact. So, yeah. Second of all, Reigns, maybe he's not one of the best, or one of the best, maybe he's not one of the best ever, or even maybe he's not the best in the WWE, but he is extremely underrated in the ring. People like to say he can't wrestle, which isn't true. I can think of so many Roman Reigns matches that were phenomenal, you know, pun intended. Anyway, this match is gonna be great, okay? Now obviously there's some intrigue going in with, you know, the whole Bullet Club, Balor Club, Bulletproof, I don't fucking know what it's called, but you know, there's multiple routes to go from here with that. You could, you know, well, first of all, you could have AJ go heel and just go full heel and form the something club, I don't know, whatever WWE is going to call it, on Raw. And yeah, that's my least favorite because I don't think AJ should go heel. He's too over. It would make zero sense for AJ to go heel. Yeah, he's just way too over with the WWE universe, so that's a no in my opinion, but it's possible. I could see WWE doing it. Second thing I can see is that Roman actually sides with Carl Anderson, Luke Gallows, and reforms the Bullet Club, or whatever, you know what I mean, with him as the leader. Now, I know a lot of people hate this idea, because a lot of people don't want Reigns in the Bullet Club. That's exactly why it would work so well, because the club would actually get heat. If they're supposed to be heels, and Roman was the head of it, they'd get heat, which would be awesome. I'm personally not against that. It's not my favorite possibility, but I'm not against that at all. I'd be really happy to see that happen. More so than Styles turning heel, anyway. Then, of course, you have the Balor debut, which is personally my personal favorite, and actually what I think is going to happen. I predict Finn Balor is going to debut at Payback and form his little club with Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows. And I fully expect him to get involved in the match. Perhaps a DQ, no contest, I don't know. But I actually think that he's going to screw AJ because Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows are salty, leading to a triple threat match for the world title at Extreme Rules, which Roman will probably win, and then we have a singles feud between AJ and Finn, and Roman moves on from this feud. So that's personally what I want to happen. That's actually what I think is going to happen too. So my prediction is definitely Balor debuting, screwing Styles, Roman Reigns wins. Anyway, guys, I've been talking for like 20 minutes now. So there you have it. Those are my predictions for Payback. If you like the video, make sure to leave a like. Make sure to subscribe if you want more, because once Payback plays, I'm gonna have a review up. And so, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. And so, yeah, I'm gonna get up out. See you guys next time. Peace.